Hi guys, welcome to the second day of the chapter day. Yay, I'm really happy for this. Okay, so firstly, I'd like to say a big congratulations to the class of 2020. Yay, hooray, we made it. And yeah, so today we'll be reading the book of Numbers 22 to be precise. So before we go on, I would just like to say something that I think I need to put out there. Thank you very much for the lovely feedback I got on the first video, and I really hope this touches you in some way and, takes you on a whole new path and new level. And, I just want this to have a positive effect on each and every viewer that watches this. So thank you very much for your feedback, and I would love more and more feedback and more questions. Yeah, okay. So before we go on, I'd like to say that something stood out to me for the book of Numbers, because I'm almost done with Numbers. Currently I'm at Numbers 29, so I just wanted to say what the theme of Numbers kind of seems like. This is like a little foreshadowing of what Numbers is. But anyway, for me, I think Numbers is a book that portrays the laws that God asked the Israelites to obey, but because we are human beings, we are sometimes distinctively rebellious. We act like rebels intentionally and sometimes unintentionally because, we're human beings and we make mistakes. So tell me what you think the theme of Numbers will be, because it's something I've really noticed, that each chapter of the Bible has like a flowing theme that kind of progresses from Genesis all the way to Revelation. So yeah, tell me what your thoughts are on that. Okay, so previously on Numbers 21, which we read yesterday, so we know that the Israelites have captured the land or village of the people called the Amorites, and God gave them land, God gave them food, God gave them water. But human beings that we are, the Israelites, questioned God occasionally, and they asked God for his mercies, and God is very merciful and he forgave them. And we concluded that Numbers 21 basically just talks about how God is very forgiving and very caring and very faithful to his people, that you just have to be pure of heart. God understands that we're human beings. God understands that we make mistakes. God understands that we're very vulnerable. And, if we sin, it's okay. Go to God, ask for your mercies. And when you're asking God for mercies, always remember to tell him to help you overcome this continual sins, help you to learn from your mistakes. Let there be a little voice in your head telling you, this is wrong, don't do it. Kind of talk to God, be expressive, because God is your friend. He is present, he is listening and watching you, over you, every minute and every second. Okay, so let's get into the video. Numbers 22. So you can get your Bible or use the version below. You can pause the video and use the version below. Okay, so Numbers 22. So this verse is from verse 1 to verse 6. Now, what stood out to me here is how the Israelites actually were camping, and the people around them were very scared because they were like, how did these people get this land? Excuse me. And I think this just made me understand that when you have faith and trust in God, he gives you so much confidence. He protects you, he helps you, and through that, it shuns away your enemies. It shuns away people from trying to come and mess with you. People know, okay, this person has something really good going for them, and that's God's grace. So yeah, I feel it really portrayed the whole God has my back theme from this verse 3 to verse 6. Tell me what you think about that. Okay, so this is from verse 7 to verse 14. You can use your Bible or pause the video, anyone. So here, what really stood out to me again will be the communication. I mean, I don't hate praying, like I said earlier in the other video, but my goodness, these people communicated so easily with God. Like, they literally would stand and God replies them so instantly. I wish I had that, truly. I truly wish I had that. And also, what really amazed me for this verse is how God directs his people in all that they do. When you're going astray, he still leads you in the right path, because God's guidance and God's will is very, very divine. Like, sincerely, when God God's time. I think everyone knows the phrase, God's time is the best time, because nothing can actually go wrong. There won't be any mistakes. There won't be any ups and downs. It's just a straight, beautiful path. And I think we should all pray to have God's guidance and God's will in our life, because, most of the time, my thinking and my decisions always end up with having mistakes, or there'll be little toils and ups and downs. But whenever I try to listen to God's timing, listen to God's will, or when I pray for God's will, sincerely, things go so easily and so smooth. And at times I just feel we should all just wait for God's will. It's the best. So yeah. Okay, so this is from verse 21 to verse 30. So we have a bunch of people. We're having more names. This is one thing about Numbers. There are not a lot of names except when they're listing families, or when there's like an argument or a fight between people. I've not really seen a lot of names except for Moses and Aaron, but Aaron is dead, so we're not going to be seeing a lot of him. But okay, so we have Balaam. I don't know how to pronounce that. So Balaam now disobeyed God. See what I mean? He did not wait. He didn't listen to God's guidance. He heard God's guidance, but he just, discarded it. And I think this is something that also confuses me. I don't know if this confuses you at times on your path of or journey of Christianity, is I'm always confused on whether that little voice in my head is telling me to do the right thing or telling me to do the wrong thing, but I just end up praying to God to help me dismiss that confusion. Let me know if that voice is telling me to do the wrong thing or telling me to do the right thing. Tell me what you think about that little voice in your head. Do you think it's guiding you to the right path, or do you think it's leading you astray? I don't know. I'm confused. Okay, so Balaam now didn't listen to God's guidance. God told him what to do. God told him the time to do it, but he just discarded that. So he went on his journey to go curse people, literally go curse on people for a prince. So now he's on his horse, and immediately his horse started speaking to Balaam. So an angel came upon the horse and it started speaking to him. And when supernatural things like this occur, it just makes me wonder why some people don't believe in God. What's your take on that? Is this true? Is it not true? It brings up a lot of questioning, but okay. But also, I guess why not everybody, has the same ideologies or believes in the same religion is because, the world would not be the world if everybody just followed one path. Tell me what you think about that. Do you think everybody having different, perspectives about the world or different perspectives about religion makes the world what it is? Okay, so yeah, that is from Numbers 21 to Numbers 30. Okay. All right, now this is from Numbers 31 to Numbers 35. Now Balaam has finally understood what happened, that an angel came upon his horse to speak to him because he disobeyed God's guidance and will. Why would you want to do that? You literally just had an ongoing conversation with God. I'm out here praying and asking God, please show me a sign in 3 days. And someone literally got God to tell him face to face, this is what you should do, and you disobey. Could there be any more level on ungratefulness right there? Okay, so this is from verse 36 to verse 41. Balaam did not take the advice after the horse was talking, and now he has gone on the journey to curse people. Now, see, this is what baffles me. God has showed you so many signs, but because you're doing this for some prince, I feel this is something that's ongoing in the world, where people of, prestige and wealth, we all kind of envy them and would do anything for them. But you know what? I would rather have a life where I know I have a good relationship with God, or I'm practicing something that I believe in, than having wealth that wealth is tangible. It's gonna finish at some time. It's gonna be over. You're not gonna die with your wealth. It's gonna come to an end at some point. But the true divine happiness is when deep down inside your heart I got something that it's far more worth it than wealth. And you can see here that Balaam is disobeying God for a prince, all because he has money and he's wealthy and his has so much prestige. So yeah, tell me what you think about that. Do you think this also, portrays what's going on in the world and how people of class and wealth are highly held, and sometimes we kind of like envy them and say, wow, I wish I lived that life, rather than saying, oh, let me work on getting something greater than that, which is practicing something that I believe in, which is Christianity and God's love. Okay, so we've reached the end of today's A Chapter a Day. Today was a pretty good day for me as a whole. This isolation period is getting to me a little bit, but we'll get through this. And today was graduation. Hooray. We're done with high school. 4 more years for college. And yeah, I saw a deer today in my backyard. It was fun to see some animals. And yeah. Let's all thank God for giving us life and good health, because many people have died from the, virus that is happening, and we should just all be grateful no matter what we're going through for life and good health, because no one knows tomorrow, right? All right. Thank you. Bye. See you tomorrow.